President Trump fires FBI Director James Comey. Find out who are possible contenders to replace him.
And a boy is killed at Torrey Pines High School. We'll tell you what officers found that put a twist on the investigation.
The Champion Knights are throwing a huge party, and you're invited. Find out when and where.
Stay tuned for your weekend weather report and local forecast. Newscene starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of Newscene. I'm Matthew Powers.
And I'm Marissa Gonzalez.
This is a breaking story. A massive ransomware attack is currently hitting 45,000 systems in 74 countries. In the United Kingdom, 16 National Health Service organizations are canceling outpatient treatment and telling people to avoid emergency departments if possible. Organizations that didn't update their systems were vulnerable to the virus. And in other news, after over a decade of efforts to pull out of Afghanistan, Trump is now considering a new military strategy. Trump's top national security advisors recommend that the president send 5,000 soldiers overseas, adding to the 8,000 troops that are already there. This is in an effort to reduce the threat of ISIS and the Taliban, and it comes just weeks after the U.S. dropped the largest non-nuclear weapon ever, used on an ISIS tunnel in Afghanistan. President Trump is expected to make a decision by the end of the month.
And this was seemingly the biggest news of the week until a bombshell announcement by the White House was dropped a couple hours later as President Trump fires FBI Director James Comey. Here's Jack D'Amicis with the latest.
Thank you. What started as a drastic reaction to the Russian investigation blows up into a bickering firestorm among officials in the Trump administration.
Washington, as words of former FBI Director James Comey's dismissal gets out.
Well, actually, I didn't know that until you just said that.
Comey learned he was fired as he was talking to the workforce at the FBI office in Los Angeles. There, he saw the news projected on the TVs. Comey made a joke about it to lighten the mood and called his office to get confirmation. Now, the political firestorm continues with both Democrats and some Republicans openly questioning the president's decision. Top Senate Democrats are demanding a special prosecutor be appointed to take over the Russian probe. This time, to look into Russia's connections to members of the president's campaign team from last year. They're also saying Comey's firing could be a huge cover-up by the Trump administration.
You know, I think that there's just no doubt, given the timing, that the reason that Comey was fired was because Donald Trump wants to cut off any investigation into any connections that he has with his campaign and connections to the Russians.
The former FBI director was fired just days after asking Senate lawmakers for more resources for the Russian investigation. So what's next? There are 5 people President Trump could pick to replace Comey. Rudy Giuliani, the former New York mayor and U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. Chris Christie, the current New Jersey governor and one of the first to endorse Trump during the campaign. Ray Kelly, who was in the running for the FBI director position under then President Clinton. John Pistol, who served as administrator for the TSA under President Obama. And Andrew McCabe, the acting director of the FBI who previously worked as Comey's deputy. And through it all, it's still unclear why James Comey was actually fired. President Trump says he was fired for his handling of the Hillary Clinton emails. But other sources say President Trump was advised to fire Comey by the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein.
Rosenstein recently threatened to resign after words coming from the White House cast him as the prime mover for the decision to fire FBI Director James Comey, and that President Trump acted only on his recommendation. As more information comes in, we'll keep you updated. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jackie. And with a stroke of his pen, the governor of Texas, the state with the largest international border, has banned all sanctuary cities. Governor Greg Abbott aired the signing of the bill live on Facebook. The new law establishes criminal and civil penalties up to $25,000 if local governments don't follow federal immigration laws. Texas, by the way, has the nation's second largest Hispanic population.
And a former Army intelligence analyst previously sentenced to 35 years in prison will be released next week. Chelsea Manning, a transgender woman, was convicted for stealing nearly 1 million pages of documents and videos that were handed over to WikiLeaks. In January, then President Obama reduced 28 years off of her sentence just before he left office. Manning was serving time in a men's military prison where she tried to commit suicide twice.
And while one American will soon be free, other citizens aren't so lucky. A 4th American is now being held captive in North Korea. Officials say he's being held on suspicion of hostile acts. He's believed to have worked at the country's only private school until his arrest over the weekend. Another American who is tied to the same school was arrested last month. The State Department says they're working with the Swedish embassy in North Korea to win the release of all Americans.
South Korea's new president could drastically change how the country handles the North Korean nuclear crisis. Moon Jae-in says he's willing to visit North Korea under the right conditions. He favors dialogue and economic cooperation with Pyongyang. Mr. Moon is replacing Park Geun-hye, who's awaiting trial in a corruption scandal. He is promising to boost the economy and fight corruption, two main issues for voters.
And in other political news, and a landslide victory last Sunday, France has elected its youngest head of state since Napoleon.
Emmanuel Macron, a 39-year-old centrist and former banker, is a part of the new French political movement called En Marche. Macron has promised to reform France's welfare and pension systems and to increase defense spending to fight the influence of ISIS. He is also pro-European Union. He received 66% of the popular vote, an impressive number over frontrunner Marine Le Pen. Le Pen comes from the Populist Party and promised to leave the EU and the euro and close France's borders. Following the results of the election, some union workers hit the streets to protest Macron's win. Many are wondering how the new administration will affect legislation in France, especially in the realm of science. 3 months ago, Macron offered asylum for American scientists studying climate change in France.
This is a message for American researchers. Please, come to France. You are welcome. We want people working on climate change, energy, renewables, and new technologies.
After the results were announced, President Trump tweeted the following, expressing his interest in working with the future French president.
Macron is slated to take the office on May 14th.
And another shark warning tonight in San Onofre. Find out what you have to do to keep yourself safe.
And find out how the San Diego is helping filmmakers achieve their dreams.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
A 15-year-old student was shot and killed by officers at Torrey Pines High School. Lustelia Caballero has student reaction at what cops found that might point to a case of possible suicide by cop.
Flowers marked the spot where a Torrey Pines High School teen was shot and killed last Saturday. It happened after investigators say the boy himself called officers at 3:30 in the morning. Turns out he wanted them to perform a welfare check on a 15-year-old male in the school's parking lot. Police say when they arrived, he pulled out what has now been identified as an air pistol BB gun and pointed it at officers. After repeated requests to put the gun down, the boy walked toward police and police opened fire. Investigators found a suicide note in the boy's jacket that indicates he planned the whole incident and his death.
I think it's, really sad. I think it's regrettable. I think it could have been prevented. And it's just sad that someone went out there and felt so sad and depressed that they had to take their own lives. It's, a terrible thing to happen to this community.
The Torrey Pines High School principal posted this on Facebook following the shooting, committing to supporting students and staff and respecting the boys' families' wishes for privacy. School district crisis teams were on campus all week to be a support system for both students and staff through this tough time.
You need really to talk about it. If you feel like you can't work or something, you have too much on your mind, it's okay.
The officers who shot the student were identified as Gilbert Flores, a 28-year veteran, and Kai Johnson, a 4-year veteran of the San Diego Police Department. The identity of the boy has not been released. Lucelia Caballero, Newscene.
And though the circumstances suggest the shooting may have been a suicide by a cop, officials have not confirmed that.
The San Diego County Sheriff's Department is looking to hire more women. The department will be hosting a career expo this Saturday from 9:30 to 1:30 at the San Diego County Operations Center. Jobs ranging from deputies, emergency service dispatch, and civilian support jobs are just some of the few jobs that are being offered.
And the mayor of San Diego has suddenly pulled out from the city's re-election. Ed Murray's decades-old sexual assault allegation was the reason behind his parting. During a news conference on Tuesday, he denied the accusations against him.
The allegations against me paint me in the worst possible historic portraits of a gay man. The allegations against me are not true, and I say this with all honesty and with the deepest sincerity.
My apologies, I said it was from San Diego. It was actually from Seattle. The allegations against Murray were made by Delvin Heckard, now 46 years old. He claims Murray sexually abused him and another child at the age of 15. Murray will continue to finish his term, which lasts until December.
And moving from a political cave-in to an actual collapse, a tunnel gave out at Washington State's Hanford nuclear waste site, causing a pollution scare. Mounds of soil collapsed over a housing tunnel that could potentially lead to dangers of high radiation. The collapse, identified by the U.S. Department of Energy, stated it is unclear as to the direct cause of the soil collapse. However, further tests by authorities have determined that no serious injuries to employees occurred, and there is no evidence of exposed airborne radiation.
And with summer right around the corner, it may look grim for one of our local beaches. On Tuesday, the entire Imperial Beach shoreline was closed due to contamination yet again. Since November, contaminated drainage has been pouring into the Tijuana estuary, according to the Department of Environmental Health. Recent rainfall was the cause of the polluted water being pushed into our beaches. Until further testing allows for safe usage of the beach, warning signs of contamination will remain posted along the affected sections.
Once again, shark warning signs are up at the San Onofre Beach after a great white began displaying aggressive behavior. This comes just 2 weeks after a young mother of 3 was bitten in the leg by a great white. The Long Beach Fire Department says these shark appearances are a yearly occurrence during the summertime. However, California has developed a shark advisory by cautioning beachgoers not to swim alone and stay out of the water if a shark warning has been posted. Lifeguards are warning swimmers to take extreme precautions.
In other local news, you might want to be on the lookout for investment fraud. A local financial firm is under fire for taking millions from their very own clients. The San Diego County District Attorney's Office announces charges of 18 felony crimes against 3 defendants who represent the firm Total Wealth Management. These crimes include fraudulent sales of security, theft from the elder adults, and conspiracy. The 3 defendants are expected to appear in court on May 15th. The DA is asking any victim of this case to call the phone number 619-515-8550.
District Attorney Bonnie DeMenis has been offered to return more than $100,000 seized from businessman James Sladek and his family. This is 15 months after drug agents raided Sladek's medical marijuana dispensary and didn't charge anyone with a crime. Sladek says, quote, "It's about time. My business operated openly and legally for more than 2 years." DeMenis used state and federal civil asset forfeiture rules to confiscate the money.
And at last, the moment of triumph has come for all the filmmakers in San Diego. The City of San Diego's Special Events and Filming Department offers a helping hand to those wishing to make their very own movies without paying permit fees.
The City of San Diego's Special Event and Filming Department offers many services to assist filmmakers to obtain proper authorization to film in San Diego and provides online resources for the local film industry. The head of the program recently met with the student filmmakers at City College.
To give an introduction about the permitting process with the City of San Diego and how our office can be a resource for student filmmakers, not only with permits facilitation, production facilitation, promoting the San Diego region as a film-friendly destination worldwide. That's really what our goal is to activate more filming throughout the region.
Many low-income projects are taking full advantage of this platform for their work, such as the following documentary.
Can I buy your sign from you? I'm an artist doing a project for homeless veterans, and I'm using signs to make a collage piece.
We should be really grateful for the permitting office because in Arizona, where we have our own film commission, which I'm more familiar with, it's not quite as friendly as a process. Here in San Diego, the film permitting office treats everybody the same and really is very responsive, and we should be really grateful for that. Take advantage of it.
The number one thing that I can recommend to any student filmmaker, even in the very beginning of the production, as you're going through your storyboards, planning for locations, give me a call.
The authorization and permitting process is simple and affordable. For detailed information regarding filming in City of San Diego, you can contact them with the details on the screen. Brandon Shrini, Newscene.
This is a great chance for filmmakers to show insight and to bring out their own creativity. So don't pass up this great opportunity.
And the trailer for the new Blade Runner is out. Here's Miguel Espinoza with a sneak peek.
True civilization was built off the back of a disposable workforce. But I can only make so many. Happy birthday.
If you saw that snippet and couldn't believe it, I'm here to reassure you that yes, it is in fact real. The trailer to Blade Runner 2049 has been released, finally giving some insight about what the film is about. The film takes place in a dystopian future following Officer K, played by Ryan Gosling, who is a newly recruited Blade Runner. Officer K discovers a secret that has the potential to send what is left of society into chaos. His discovery leads him on a quest to find Rick Deckard, played by the one and only Harrison Ford. The release date for this film is October 6, 2017. Starting this Saturday, the Arts District of Liberty Station Second Saturday Cinema begins their summer outdoor film series. The series kicks off with the Oscar-winning film La La Land, Strictly Ballroom, and Lego Batman, among others. This event is free, so go grab a blanket and a chair and catch these flicks under the stars. And also, San Diego Comic-Con might be 2 months away, but this weekend, readers had a chance to celebrate Free Comic Book Day.
Being here on Free Comic Book Day has been so much fun. I've been meeting so many people here at Liberty Station, and it's nice to see fans of certain comic books, such as Captain America or Batman, and coming here to support not only literacy, but also to support the artistry that has been part of our pop culture for so many years.
Oh, it's great. You know, we do a lot of these community events, charity events, and it's great to see everybody come on out with their families, and you know, sometimes some of the little ones are scared, and we try to make them see that, you know, we put on a friendly face and let them enjoy the day.
Best part is just introducing people to comics. You know, for a lot of the people, it's either the first time they've ever read a comic, or it's the first time they've read a comic in a long, long time. So showing them that there's, especially the ones who used to read comics and kind of fell away because maybe they felt they were too juvenile and that there really wasn't anything left for them as they grew up, for them to see now that we have comics for every age and every taste. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Now, that's all the entertainment that I have for you guys. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Miguel. And coming up, stay tuned to find out which Padre legend gets a statue in his honor.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
Come and see your fellow students in An Evening of Dance, only showing tonight and tomorrow. Directed by Alicia Rincon, this year's spring dance production brings together dance and visual arts students in a program sure to delight. An Evening of Dance focuses on life, birth, and the human existence and will showcase dance forms such as modern, hip-hop, and Latin jazz. The multiple dance numbers are choreographed by City College faculty, and the program will run at the Seville Theater tonight at 8 p.m. and tomorrow at 2 and 8 p.m. Tickets are $10, but keep in mind they are cash only. Thoroughly looking forward to seeing that myself, the dance department here never ceases to disappoint. In other City College news, the San Diego City College men's basketball team wants to share their historical season as state champions. Good chemistry on the team and only 4 seconds left on the clock were enough for a victory over Fullerton College, leaving the Knights to their first time ever state championship title on March 12th. The celebration will take place at the AH Plaza on Monday the 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Don't forget and go support the Knights.
And Matt, did you see that Padre game last night?
I actually did, and it was an insane upset.
Celia Jimenez has a story and will tell you what we're talking about.
Thank you, guys. We'll start with basketball. The Spurs had a great last semifinal game against the Houston Rockets. Here are some of the highlights. The first one is on first quarter. Beverly steals the ball, making a fast break without a mark and sliding the ball in for the Rockets. In the second quarter, Mills can't get through and backs to Simon. He shots, and Aldridge grabs the ball and gets it in. And at the end of the fourth quarter, Andy Green steals the balls. Murray moves it. Morris moves it. Pass it to Kyle Anderson. He sets it in, and Morris dunks it in. Here is the replay. What a great dunk. And the Spurs crushed the Rockets during the sixth game of the Western semifinals. San Antonio won the game with a whipping lead of 39 points. The Spurs will play against the Golden State on Sunday. And then we head to Arlington, where the Padres just closed the series against the Texas Rangers. We go to the top of the seventh inning. Padres with all bases loaded. Manny Margot pops one high into the center of the field. Ranger Salino Shields makes the catch, but Austin Hedges scores on the fly. Padres leads 2-0, and on the bottom of the eighth, Rangers Magnapoli smashed it in and making a one-run game. Rangers tied the game with others single in the bottom of the ninth. And again, Napoli makes it again and makes a second home run, and his teammates swarm him in, celebrating the win over San Diego. The Rangers won the series 3-1. Padres are facing the White Sox today in Chicago. And lastly, we go with residents of Poway gathered Tuesday to honor Padre legend Tony Gwynn. The town erected a memorial statue in honor of the Hall of Famer who played for the Padres for 20 seasons. The statue was unveiled on what would have been his 57th birthday. Gwynn died June 16, 2014 at Pomerado Hospital in Poway after a long battle with cancer. The 11-foot statue was created by artist Seth Vanderbilt, showing Gwynn uniform and with his daughter Anisha. And that's all we have, guys. Was just congratulations to the family. Back to you at the desk.
And after the break, Heather Casas has an update on this weekend's forecast.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
There always seems to be something to do here in San Diego, but this weekend an annual favorite returns. Vince Pangella has the story.
It's that time of year again, where lovers of music and dancing, along with Cajun and Creole cuisine, come to Spanish Landing Park for the 4-day Zydeco Blues and Crawfish Festival known as Gator by the Bay. It's not just Zydeco and blues, though. The event has grown to include over 100 bands playing rockabilly, country, salsa, and swing, just to name a few. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, come down to Spanish Landing Park, where the 16th annual Gator by the Bay Festival is going on. Come on down, bring your mother, be a great thing to do for Mother's Day. They've got great food, great music all weekend long.
You feel like you're in Louisiana, where everything is just laid back and good. It's laid out in such a way that it's stress-free. You can always get something to drink, get something to eat, have a good dance floor to dance on, and wonderful music non-stop.
There's going to be crawfish aplenty and all sorts of southern cuisine and cooking demos as well. Want to learn how to make those beignets that serve at Cafe Du Monde in New Orleans? Well, at Gator by the Bay, you can make your cake and eat it too. Parking can be tight, but there will be paid lots with free shuttles taking people back and forth, or you can always call a ride share. At Gator by the Bay, I'm Vince Pangella with Newscene.
You can be sure to catch me at the Gator by the Bay this weekend, smashing multiple pounds of crawdaddies. But hopefully the weather will remain nice for people wanting to go out and about. Let's check in with Heather Casas this weekend with the weather report.
Thank you, guys. So let's look at the current temperatures here in San Diego. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty chilly day. Oceanside, Carswell with temperatures around the 60s. La Jolla, 58. San Diego, 61. Moving our way down to Imperial Beach and Chula Vista with temperatures around the 60s. And moving our way up to Alpine and Jamul, temperatures in the mid-50s and mid-60s. And the mountains, Julian and Ramona with temperatures around the mid-50s. Borrego Springs and Ocotillo Wells with temperatures around the mid-80s. And before we get into our weekend weather update, let's look at today's temperatures. Today is going to be a little bit cooler and cloudy than usual, but the sun is going to rise between 3 and 4 o'clock with temperatures around the 65 and 66. Now let's move our way into the weekend weather forecast. So tomorrow is going to be partially cloudy with temperatures on the high 60s, but we have 10% of precipitation, so be prepared just in case. On Mother's Day, it's going to be partially cloudy with temperatures around the mid-60s. No chance of precipitation, so you can take your mom into a nice brunch. And Monday it's going to be partially cloudy with temperatures around the mid-60s. Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be a mix between sunny and clouds. Temperatures between the mid to high 60s. And Thursday and Friday, it's going to start to get a little bit sunny and warm with temperatures in the mid 70s. That's all the time that I have for weather. Have a wonderful weekend and happy Mother's Day. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you so much, Heather. I will absolutely be having a wonderful weekend because the weather will be a lot better than last weekend. But that is all the time that we do have from Newscene. Be sure to tune in next week to see your local, national, and international news.
And so with this,
Is absolutely adorable. Are you gonna have anything planned for the Mother's Day weekend?
I'm probably going to make her some dinner, maybe take her gambling. She loves going to the casino.
Take her gambling. That's pretty bold move. My mother does not like gambling at all. And she's in Illinois, so I don't really have a chance to go back there and do that anyways. But yeah, I'll probably be hanging out with my brother. He's a father now, so be celebrating with his lovely girlfriend and their baby.
We'll celebrate an extension of Mother's Day.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, well, that is all the time that we have for you here at Newscene. Be sure to tune in to us next week with your local weather and news and national updates.
Happy Mother's Day. I'm Marissa Gonzalez.
And I'm Matthew Powers. Have a good weekend.